Imagine building a multi-million-dollar empire without Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or ads. That Jack LaLanne, the godfather of fitness, he didn't just sell workouts. Oh, no, 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 no. He engineered a brilliant evergreen system that turned couch potatoes into daily movers and created the blueprint for today's $100 billion plus fitness industry. What was his four-part system? Authority positioning, instant expert status, deep personal connection, know your audience, their fears, their desires, make it feel like it's a private date with them. Irrefutable social proof, real stories crushing every excuse. And of course, simple, fun, benefit-driven delivery. This wasn't random motivation. It was a repeatable system, and he engineered it for massive scale. Zero technology was required. Eventually, of course, he was on TV for over 30 years. Fast forward to 2026. Now we have top online courses, coaches, creators, health entrepreneurs. They run the same exact playbook. They just swapped TV for reels, emails and communities for black and white TV. Authority, connection, proof, fun delivery, and equates to trust and transformation. Jack cracked the code 70 years ago.
Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a true television icon. We are going to deconstruct the exact playbook that Jack LaLanne, the godfather of modern fitness, used to get an entire generation off the couch and working out right in their own living rooms. You can just hear it in your head, can't you? That energy, that simple count. This wasn't just him telling you what to do. No, this was an invitation. It was a rallying cry that you could hear in millions of homes every single morning. And that's really the big question, isn't it? In a time with no social media, no digital coaches, Jack LaLanne somehow built a fitness empire from a TV studio. The thing is, he had a formula, a playbook, and that's exactly what we're going to unpack here today, piece by piece. Okay, so first things first. Before he could even ask you to do one jumping jack, he had to set the stage. He had to position himself. And Jack LaLanne wasn't just some guy in a jumpsuit. No way. The intro to his own show painted him as something much, much bigger. Just listen to all those titles. He wasn't just a workout instructor. He's an author, a nutritionist, a lecturer, an expert. This wasn't a half hour of exercise. This was a consultation with a leading authority on well-being. Right from the jump, he was selling a complete vision of a better life. So once he's established as the expert, what's his first move? Well, he makes it personal. He wasn't just talking to a camera lens. He was talking to a real person, and he knew exactly who that person was. This is just brilliant. He knew exactly who was home in the morning back then, the American housewife. So what's the most effective way to get her attention? Go through her kids. It's such a clever move that cuts right through the daily routine and speaks directly to the person he wanted to reach. But he went even deeper. He actually voiced their private thoughts. He knew about those Monday morning resolutions that we all make. He talked about getting rid of what he called these old bulges. He tapped into that really powerful feeling of wanting to be the person that I used to be. And then he seals the deal with this personal invitation. I want to have a date with you. Wow. All of a sudden, it's not a TV show anymore. It's an appointment. All right, on to step 2. This is where he tackles the biggest barrier of all, doubt. He's made a connection, sure, but now he has to prove this thing actually works. And he does it with a tool we now call social proof, but he was doing it decades before anyone even came up with that term. So he doesn't just flash a quick testimonial on the screen, no. He takes the time to read a letter, a whole story, from someone he calls one of our students, a Mrs. CMJ. And this letter is a masterclass in crushing every single excuse a viewer might have in their head. He leads with the biggest objection right out of the gate. Mrs. CMJ puts into words the viewer's deepest fear. I'm too old. It's too late for me. This is just part of getting older. By having someone just like them say it first, he validates that feeling right before he completely demolishes it. And this is what's so genius about it. The letter just knocks down every excuse one by one. The excuse, I'm too old, boom, she's almost 50. The excuse, I'm too out of shape, well, she says her legs were lumpy with fat. And the biggest one, this won't work for me. In just 3 weeks, she had her youthful figure again. Every single reason you have for staying on the couch is just gone. And then, right after he's wiped out every excuse, he hits you with the call to action. He turns directly to the camera and says, now you can do the same. It's so direct, it's so empowering. The proof is there, the excuses are gone. The only thing left to do is get up and start moving. Which brings us to part 3 of the playbook, the workout itself. The magic here wasn't about creating some ridiculously complicated routine. Nope. It was about making the whole thing feel super simple, totally unintimidating, and honestly, kind of fun. Just look at the names of these exercises. It's not technical jargon. They're named after the exact benefit you want. You're not just doing some exercise. You're doing a posture and arm firmer. And calling a really tough stretch the nightmare stretch, I mean, that's just playful. It makes the hard part feel like it's all part of the fun. And this was something he said all the time. He wasn't just focused on your body, he was coaching your mind too. The whole point was to feel good, to smile, to put your worries aside for a little while. He framed exercise not as some terrible chore, but as a joyful little escape. Okay, so we've got the connection, we've got the proof, and we've got this simple, fun workout. The last piece of the puzzle, the thing that really ties this all together, was Jack himself. It was his totally unique, charismatic personality. He had this amazing ability to be two things at once. On one hand, you had the expert confidently telling you, I'm going to show you how. But then, just when he's introducing a really tough move, he'd suddenly switch and go, aren't I a stinker? He joked that he thinks these things up in his nightmares. That mix of being an authority you could trust and a funny guy you could relate to, that was the magic. So when you put all these pieces together, what you have is LaLanne's incredible legacy. It's a masterfully built formula that, you'll see, really endures. Let's do a quick recap of the whole playbook. So yeah, it really comes down to these 4 things. 1, you have to know your audience inside and out, what they want, what they're afraid of. 2, use real stories from real people to prove that what you're offering actually works. 3, make the thing you're asking them to do feel simple, fun, and focused on the benefits. And finally, number 4, be their guide, someone they feel like they know, someone they trust. And that really brings us to a final thought here. As you're scrolling through your phone later today, just look at the biggest fitness influencers out there. How many of them are still using the Jack LaLanne playbook, just with newer, fancier technology? I think you'll be pretty surprised to see just how much of the Godfather's formula is still shaping the entire world of fitness today.
His system didn't just change bodies, it built empires. You want the same edge for your health, maybe for your business. Your audience is waiting,